Well, welcome back, everyone, to our final segment here on Community Focus. Jerry Anders is here with me. But what made you get into this?
Well, it's really a result of being in that seat as a financial advisor for 25 years.
Sure.
And, part of our job is to talk to people a little bit, not only about their goals going forward, but try and understand their histories.
Oh,
So
sure.
then we can make better decisions on their investments. Well, as I started doing this, I just really started to realize that all these people have great histories and great stories, that and I got in the habit of asking them, you think really maybe you should write some of this down and save it for your family and future generations? And almost universally, the answer I would get was, yeah, I've thought about it, but I really don't know where to start or how to do it. And after hearing that for, years, it's really started to bother me. I go, there's got to be a better way that people can get a source or a tool that people can turn to. It's an all-in-one, user-friendly, easy process where they can write down their family histories or
Oh,
their
great.
histories, or we really take it wherever they want. And that's what
I
I've
bet you
developed.
saw a lot of frustration too, because when people know that they would love to do this, but they have no idea how to do it.
Yes.
You know what I always think, because I think so frequently about it now. And when I heard from you and realized you were doing this, I could hardly wait to get you on. And of course, checking out the website, howitwas.com. And then I realized there were so many questions that I wish I had asked my mom.
Hmm.
I wish I had just even sat by her bedside at the very end and written something down.
Hmm.
But you just don't do that.
Right. My big goal in this would be to try and convince financial planners, estate attorneys, estate planning attorneys to say to their clients, okay, look, we're taking care of the passing on of your wealth, all your material wealth, but there's something else you should pass on also, and that's your history, your stories, what was going through your
Sure.
head when you were growing up, and all the experiences that you had and lessons that you want to pass.
Knowing that you have this backstory of questioning individuals and realizing what it is that they're looking for. But you said it was easy. Now, you have brought in, I think, two of the most beautiful examples. You have one, a life story and observations of a gentleman. May I say his name?
Yeah, sure,
Okay.
he's in agreement with that.
Robert Marshall. And he looks like an aviator.
Right.
And he is at this point in his life, how old?
90.
90 years old, and this is the most wonderful book. It shows the aircrafts that he was part of. It shows his story. How in the world did you get it all in writing, though?
Well, he was very active, but going back to that thought that people would say, "I really don't know where to start or how to do
Yeah.
this." They're not writers. They were successful in their lives, but they're not writers. I've developed templates, and the idea is that, for instance, this is one. You can look at some of the
Oh,
questions on
good.
there.
Yes.
But the idea is to sort of lead people through their lives as if they're being interviewed, which I'm sure you can relate to, but we want to sort of lead them through their lives as if they're being interviewed. They can decide to write about that subject or
Mm-hmm.
not. But if they just keep choosing subjects they want to write about and,
But these
th-
are great because why I want to write this. Just if you put that down and write that answer to
yeah,
that question and have your children see that, that kind of leads you into your next phase. My mother, my father, my brothers, my sisters, my biggest accomplishment, the worst trouble I ever got into. I love that. I bet you this is great. The early school years, because this makes it all, the outline is terrific.
yeah,
It,
hopefully it just kind of, I think once they get going, it just pulls them through and it becomes quite enjoyable.
oh, it does, because you've taken it step by step, even later on the second page, my best or proudest accomplishment in college. I mean, so you've got everything that would bring back a memory to someone.
What we're doing here is different than genealogy.
Oh, okay.
Genealogy is pretty intense research. You're going
Yeah.
back for facts and figures, and it's almost like you're a detective, but that's going back past generations. What we're trying to do, you might be a little bit about your parents and your grandparents there, but we're trying to get you about you, and that story.
I love this. Of course, some of the craziest things the kids did. I mean, that you have covered everything. And now, is this what you give a client or is this what's on your website?
Right. The idea of the website, it's a one stop. You go there, you create an account, you choose a template, you start writing there. You every time you leave and come back, it's saved.
How
Then once the work
fabulous.
is done, you can use our editors or proofreaders to proof it, and then we go to printing on it.
And you have everything. What is it? You even have something down here about our Thanksgiving traditions. Who would think about that if you were just talking about your background? You wouldn't think of that.
Yeah,
But
but
here you
it's
have it.
meaningful to some families and people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. My first best friend. Oh, I just think this is fantastic. And the best times, the worst times, getting ahead, so many wonderful things that you can do. So tell me, how do we go about it, though?
Well,
How do
anybody
we get?
wants to see the website, they can go, of course, to www.howitwuz.com. That's
One word.
HOWITWUZ.com. And I'm using Google to do some advertisement. There's 400,000 searches per year just in the U.S. for people looking for help writing their memoirs or help writing their autobiographies. So the topic is out there, and there's a lot of people
You
that
bet.
would like some help.
One of the things that scares me the most, though, is that when we think about even Googling, because you have to know what the internet is doing. How secure are you when you're using your site?
Absolutely secure. We're encrypted. Everybody's account is safe and encrypted. I've had the question, who owns the book? Well, obviously the writer absolutely owns the book, has all rights. We don't sell any lists. Their name goes to no one except, of course, the printers
Sure.
when we send them
Yeah.
the book. But otherwise, it's very, very, want people to have a slight understanding of, to me, how important this is. And that's one reason we really want to do it with quality, because we think these books could be around for generations to come. We want to do it right. We want to make it impressive. We want to do the proofreading and the editing. So it's really a professional book. Because, first
And
of
they
all,
are.
it's probably going to go out to all the brothers and sisters and all the kids and grandkids.
And you never know, it just might be in the Library of Congress.
And yeah, that would be nice. A few of them, but also future generations.
Absolutely. Well, I'm looking at them and they are first class, ladies and gentlemen. And once again, we can get all this information by going to
HowItWuz.com.
howitwuz.com. That's HOWITWUZ.com. That's howitwuz.com. Absolutely fantastic. Jerry, thanks so very much. Howitwuz.com. That is what you want to check out and really have a wonderful time with it. Thanks so very much. Life stories of everyone. Thanks for being with
My
us.
pleasure.
And everybody, always remember, say your prayers, brush your teeth, say please and thank you, no sir, yes ma'am, and always tell those you love that you do.